so e twa ne ho e wo Kumase SOMPA 93.1 FM wo Kumase Asantema ntemu de station will be atie eno no ena wo mo Kumase nso tie wa Ayiko 100.9 Paris France eye Adamfopa radio adehye watakwa asom wo SOMPA 101.1 FM ena takradefo ni ho agro e wo SOMPA 103.3 Techimanfo eye SOMPA 106.1 FM ena sunyanefo ni ho agro wo SOMPA 98.9 Enkranza ye SOMPA 90.7 ena SOMPA Doma eye 101.3 FM Decoder so eye SOMPA FM Facebook live ye SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra and YouTube eye SOMPA FM live your website eye www.sompaonline.com Nana KJC Company Limited and Opanunsia Kasieba secure sanitary pass ebona abababa na endpoint homeopathic clinic so ejine tatano and ye de somo anopay na ensema ye de esomo no de makotene no ebini
Afran Plains North Mrashebe Jani to toss rese abai wenye bibi
Omampenyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so aboye fit for abaso ewo anamontu awotu ede afa Ghana ne nkontabu ho
eno ena amrado da man Ghana sikasem so enso ede kakra to so kire se wo muguso etu anamon aboa ma sikasem etimi agina yie
wode ade sede ato aban nim se wonfa ne mansisi ye na ba bia ye adwuma ho bambosam ne mra enye adwuma
Dr. Stephen Amwa Steka woro na ekan wo se be yanka entrepreneurship Yamani nkwe secondary school numu enyina so be no de kasa asemi
Ghana Atomic Energy Commission so ye Deputy Director General for we hwan
Yabakwa amano ne na obampani Donald Trump wode nsem atodwa ewo Iran any Israel wo mo ntokwa numu yebekomu pa
ensem kan we no ho ne de somo sekasebo SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra enam affiliate radio stations ahodo a ewo Ghana ha Nana KJC Company Limited anopa no nsia kasebo eno secure sanitary pass ejina baba ena endpoint homeopathic clinic nso ejina tata ye ne de somo ena no pay eyeme AKOSUA ABOAGYE obetimi afrem yakosua nhira me ne bedoba
obrempong na kwaku Ampuma. Yanshan komana setau na yankosha sie emfan free Ghana mrashe bedwafie opani ya wono esi omanfo wo Afran Plains North abato ambasia ne so ewo eye mrashe bedwam emfi eye epromantem asem ne yekan opani walasi peli wade nsem atodwa kire se enema bi koso titiri pa ewo ne mpatam ho na se wabegina mrashe bedwam wanka bi a enye kura osi wogina mu no waka bi edema ne manfo ene se ensuwa ye deda ne mpotamo ya ne mpotamo enhye da entumponko ne nimu saa nti no enam so ma saa ensuwa na eha adwene pa emabunu ditiri pa ne nkoda ye ekosuku ni wono a ekwafuo nkwaboa won awofo ene wono mu po a ekodidwa ewo enkuro ahodo mu ewo ne mpotamo no da bi a chance woni twa nsuo ansa na woni akodi won dwuma saa nsuo ya woni twa nyina so no wo mu nhye da nimu nsuo mu adwade wo mu ni training skills bia ye beboa won ama wo matimi ede atwa nsuo no eno nti na woka ede akira aban ndc aban ono so ka ho no bie na afei wono mu aka bie wom te se nadmu navy ene wono mu a wo ma no du ebunum nyina se wono mra ne mpotamu na nya ne mpotamu nko anso ba bia ensuwa ewo ya omanfo atwa nsuo na nsuo mu ni ntete ne akade a wo betimi de atwa nsuo no wo mra wo momoa ene ntete se ne ebe ye betimi aboa ama won dada asetena etimi akoyie Awia yeguso ehwe se yensa beka eye ene no ede amawo na yetimi abone kama enso ede ama yeguso ehwe se yensa beka wolasi peli ene no ewo aha enso ede amawo na ensama de tu dwane ebi ya bono kama enso ewo ha ede amawo
activities and tragedies has been an everyday thing along our river bodies in the country. I think there is something that we as a country are not looking at critically. How are we equipping our young ones to cope with the environment and the atmosphere they live in? It is non-negotiable that people will live by river bodies. It is non-negotiable that people will cross rivers, will cross streams, the Black Volta, the White Volta, the Afram, the Volta Lake. How do we train the young ones to master the act of living in the environment they find themselves in? As a young boy, I tried to learn swimming at the age of 6 in the Volta Lake. But at that time, because of lack of such knowledges, our parents our uncles would beat us to the core. It was better if we allow and train our children who live around river bodies to master the act of at least being still.
Enti se wono mu a eteteti nsuansuwa ene nsubonten ano no yetimi abomoden atete won e wo saa kwan ne so a ebetimi aboa pa we yem rase badwane e frene se wolasi peli
ye to so ameka wo san haye SOMPA 106.5 FM akra nana KJC company ne beta na ndopa no busia kase bo e na wutie no omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e de atodwa se na no afiji for report to be eba bonten omo be kire se Ghana ye bosia bo ho bra ene anamonto a yegina e wa mansam se de a free restricted default e de aba B stable outlook no na kire se Ghana ye konkan pa emre bi etwamu na aman ne abrochimanka bo mu ko omo pe bosia na omo ma bosia no e ya na omo yi Ghana free se Ghana de wunim na akɔpɛ omo bosi omo ntimi ntua na eso omo de car ɛyɛ den pa so omo betua eti baabi ane yɛ dan na enkoyie na report foforo omo de aba na kyese baabi ane yɛ dan no de yɛ free hɔ ɛna yɛ ba yɛ nim kyese se baabi yɛ gina no yɛ gina yi ankasa ɛno no omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama bo amane sɛ na memu a wɔde ɛyɛ adwuma de fɛ ne macro economic stability ɛno wo hɔ ɔman ne nyinaa ɛniyɛma edi tintiman a ɛno nso so ɛyɛ variables ahodo a ebi te sɛ employment yɛde hwɛ inflation yɛde hwɛ economic growth yɛde hwɛ a ne nyinaa ɛkyerɛ no wɔn bo wɔn ho modern so wɔbɛyɛ wɔn afɛm die biara sɛ da bɛyɛ betimi abo nti Ghana ban ɛne aman Bank of Ghana ɛkɔ nakra na ɛwɔ sɛ adwumadie no mu sɛ de bɛyɛ ɔman ne bɛkɔ nkan ɛwɔ sikasɛm mu ɛntotoyɛ.
On macroeconomic recovery and fiscal governance, Ghana's economic outlook is rebounding steadily. Our administration remains committed to restoring macroeconomic stability through prudent fiscal management, enhanced domestic revenue mobilization, and expenditure rationalization. Working in partnership with the Bank of Ghana, we're stabilizing inflation, stabilizing the cedi, and pursuing debt restructuring strategies to restore confidence and rebuild the fiscal space for development. These efforts are yielding fruits, and only yesterday the Fitch Rating Agency upgraded Ghana's credit outlook to B-, stable outlook. We're also pursuing regulatory and institutional reforms that promote transparency, reduce inefficiencies, and expand our fiscal base. We appreciate the EU's ongoing support in public financial management, domestic revenue reform efforts, and anti-corruption. All these are essential pillars for sustainable growth.
Eni yetiye eyo omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no ba bewie no eno chim se Ghana ban any European Union amansanka bomuko no wo nyina aka bom ne abrochimanka bomuko no nyina omo ye ntotoye mapase de be ya ebesikasemu a Ghana nso betimi aka bi.
The current global order defined by outdated institutions and an inequitable financial framework requires urgent reform. The United Nations Security Council must evolve to reflect contemporary realities, and similarly the global financial architecture must ensure fairer access to capital, reformed credit rating practices, and inclusive debt solutions for developing countries. Ghana stands with the EU in calling for a more just and representative international system that gives all nations an equal voice and opportunity regardless of size or economic might.
Omampani
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ena yete no.
Na yeto ansam ne so na fe yegina sikasem kro no amu eno mu ena opani ya ono eya amrado da Ghana yesikasem eba tan no ano Yera Johnson esiama wade atoje akye se enkamfu asase Iran ene Israel wo mo de abo ne dendenden na Russia ne Ukraine so nya ntokwa ikuin ni nyina ewo nsunsanso ewo sikasem so titiru pa ene abibiman nanso oman Ghana yegusu eye ne yebetumi bia ena afi oman Ghana sikasem kora bia wa tan no a wono da no ene mpanifu o mo ka bia wo mu nyina no wo mu nyina si adwa ehwe se oman Ghana sikasem no ehumbi entimento no.
Evolving geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, particularly the Iran-Israel conflict. While the Bank of Ghana is closely monitoring the situation and its potential impact on global energy markets, I wish to assure the public that Ghana's macroeconomic buffers are stronger today than they have been in recent years. Our foreign reserve position, inflation trajectory, and fiscal adjustment efforts provide a solid cushion against this. We are also actively engaged with our international partners to remain responsive to any external shocks. The bank stands ready to take prudent and preemptive measures to preserve Ghana's economic stability and protect the progress we have made so far.
Enia eti Dr. Johnson Esiama na we no de kakra ka ho e Fitch for report ya o masan de aba no che say we indication say Ghana sikasem no ekoyie pa.
Only yesterday, for some of you may have heard, Fitch has upgraded our sovereign rating once again. This is testament to the progress we are talking about. You just have to look at our external sector performance and be guided. Do not be driven by speculations. Do not be driven by what somebody said. Do not be driven by what His Excellency the President said. Be driven by what I say.
Abusia we Yera Johnson Esiama ya wono amrado a oda Bank of Ghana ano.
Yeah, to akasiye bono suna na KJC Company Limited and opano nsi akasiye bona wutie ewo SOMPA 106.5 FM. So the Institute of Ghana Space Science and Technology, wamuni United Nations Office FN Outer Space Affairs, wamaka bom aye dwumadi ho hwehwe bi ebetimi aboa ama omai Ghana the FN National Space Program no ebetimi aye adwuma. Na director the Ghana Space Science and Technology Institute, wamuchem say wo hwe omai Ghana ye bibia ye bia ewo wiem ne ho hwehwe ne nyina no ewo sunsanso wa mansan nyina so sanso na mansan de enso no enye sunsanso wo yeso etoro Kofia Sare a wo research scientist e wo Ghana Space Science and Technology Institute chem sa abefo kwantimpo mu nimdie ayede ye adwuma na de ba kwese ye hye no so say emfasodie bi efiri mu ba efiri technology so eba abefo ntentan ne so no o my Ghana so ye de hu hye mu bie ne enya mfaso
benefits that will drive our development in different aspects of our economy. We talk about agriculture, environment, our mineral resources, our education, and every aspect of our economy requires space science technology to make it efficient, effective, creating jobs, and also bringing in revenue. And in that case, having lined the space policy, we need a robust legal framework to anchor our space activities. And that's why it is important today that we meet as stakeholders to discuss matters that concerns our space economy, our space industry, and what needs to come on board in developing a robust legal framework that reflects our country needs, that reflects our context, that reflects our situation, so that we can have a robust legal framework upon which our space activities will be built on to drive Ghana's space agenda to the next level. But we want to move away from being consumers of space to become an active players in the space industry, that we can come up with technologies, innovation that will help drive our economy, drive our agricultural sector, our water resources, our forests, our mineral resources, and all that you can think of.
Onra Kofia Sare, a research scientist for Ghana Space Science and Technology Institute. Now we know Rari Julia Salman Ayite, or no sona Jumedian or Wasibi, and Ochem say free BB space law, aye a Viemono, Sawusha Jumedian and Mraya di Ayajuma. O man Ghana a brasso say a tintimu the enso Yadi Juma.
Salman Ayite, I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Law at the University of Cape Coast, and I'm also a partner at the law firm Ashong Benjamin and Associates in Labone. And I'm very pleased to be here today at this technical advisory mission, which is being put on by the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, together with the Embassy of France and Ghana Space Science and Technology Institute. I think it's a very timely program. Ghana has recently passed its space policy and is hoping to work towards drafting a bill which will hopefully become legislation in the country to govern space activities. And this is a very necessary position to take because it's very difficult to have space activities without having any means of regulating it. You need to know what is allowed, what is not allowed, who is going to be the oversight, for example. So Ghana taking steps to implement a space law will help it also compete globally so that we can develop a commercial space sector and compete with other countries to provide space-based services.
We Orari Julia Salman Ayite, our no Kajumediano, and Omchim say, a Wiemu technology no one yet Jumano, Ghana, Emrane Fahon, Yamfanya Juma, Namayenso, Yenya Home Faso.
Na Yabenya Son Fasoa, na Nini Naba quantity, I want to Asosu secondary schools no. Na enumu ana opania wono akane na aye oswafo abedi ache ya hwesika samso eye yera Stephen Amua dodo na friend steka Enhia so mra shebedwani wode atoja no wakire se ebeye pa se ensano nyuma ene ensano nyuma mutete no ye de be secondary school na nkwa se vocation schools no nkwa ene betete won esan se wasi nei se wo hwe o mayi mu ye sika sem ne se ne adwuma sem tie wo mayi mu na wo bi wo ha wo be wi secondary school be wi obeba no na wonim hwe ye eno ani book ne nkwa na emom se ye de ensano nyuma mutete no etete ye ma no ye mofra no e wo secondary school no mu a woni be pie beba no na woni nimnia woni ba be ye.
We have a very weak entrepreneurial ecosystem as a country. The interactions among the relevant stakeholders in the entrepreneurial ecosystem lack not only the requisite structural and functional capacity, but also the effectiveness to augment the employment capacity of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, there are a number of proposed solutions, including redefining our corporate focus as a country, government being intentional about entrepreneurship in its major policy decisions, realigning and harmonizing the key stakeholders in our ecosystem. Mr. Speaker, apart from creating jobs, boosting Ghana's economy, and diminishing government burdens, entrepreneurship, if well integrated, will go a long way to answer most of our economic questions.
Abusiani ati nhia so mra shebedwani onimnyafo Dr. Stephen Amoa.
Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Gaya Kifuajina Omutumi so appoint afa Professor Francis Ransford. So my new Deputy Director General Nyame Adomua wahye dwumadi ase adwada no. Wa mu chem say Professor Dixon Adomako wono e na sabri wako retirement into oba bedi na de. Eti Professor Ransford wono e baba be hwa ye ntoto ye mapa said ye be ya oye medical physicist a wogina na nanso ya wa bin ye ankasa. Eti obeboa no wa ye adwuma wo Ghana na yamono ni bebre. Eti sabre de Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Professor Francis Ransford so omayeno Deputy Director General Odehyieba and tumi no ehyasie yentro kasebo no so no a driver for wo mo enam sunyane atroni highway wo makasa sa afedi wo mabre akromfo di wo munya na no akromfo tete wo mo a emmo mo beji wo mo ne ma boni pa ba kokura tuo e ma ne firi mo e wo sunyane atroni kwan no so eto mo be sempanifo say highway robbery no say de adoso dodo empanifo da wo mo nsoro wo mu tonko a wo munya ne e say broad daylight pa akwantufo adwadifo a wo matu kwan a wo mo ba ne ye hia wo kwantimfi ye hia wa pe woni e makuta wo nyina ne age na no kra de esi ye fiada ne de na airtime womu hia womu ji womu nsam ne yamani musrade a womu wi a no masa boni pa ba ko ka huntuo eti driver fo ne nam sunyane atroni yeso womu stress mpanifo mram se be ya bamba ho nsam ebegina na SOMPA FM yenkrabata e wo sunyane womu ne driver fo ne bi ekasai womu nsam enie
kwan ne nye enti amount robbers take advantage wo kwan no so from 2024 ending year ever 2025 wi mu no kwasam no se omutimi back twice emprensane mprenu dakro na no de omo ba mprenu aye last Friday yen ne tosu miinu no omo akundra ba passenger ba ko Prada hospital ye kase no kwasam no se kwan no ye de aye kasa keke na nso bremu no se mpanfo amamu ameboa yenya enye driver fo na omo akuba ko keke ekira yenim de beba enti ye srampanfo se ommeboa ye kwan no na afenso no forest na efri benu kwanta kwa atroni ho kakra na wo ho no eho mu na Roberts fo no e de aye omo travel eho no so network nya djuma monchimonka enti amaka no usiso a efri benu kwanta sa de ko atroni no ontumi nko ama Roberts no abeteki opportunity bi a omode ha yen ahyenkafo ene yen passengers ai no omodi atwantwe e wo kan omomodin na eye petrol team na ewo sunwan ha no omomma ebribia no akwa so akonyabadie no eho enhia omo
a driver for munam sunyane atroni kwan no so na e kasa se wo mo besese patrol team no mra ho firi se akromfo ho kra wuduru ho atetefo no emma network no enya adwuma wo firi obi a wunya no ne a kire kwantimfia na no driver ni wo mabo ne tuaku no nti empanifo mram se de be ya bamba ho nsem e begina e wo kwantempo no so
na kwantempo ensem ya na DVL fu ato nkrata e de aba montre so no wanche se we die wamo anya droba fompo ene won enya won emom won mo a ekra mfidie ede bo man mu ebe construction ene wamo so a ede tu efom agudie mining no wa kire se wamo ekra won ne ma na so on de ba wamo register ni nyina wi a won ba no wamo ton wie pe wamo nye change of ownership no emfa ma woni pa aton de ama no no enu nti won to de asre se wodi mfidie bi saa afiri amanone ana obi kro so e de abedu man Ghana mu na se waye obewura mu no waye registration nyina awie na se obedru na obeton a eya na wabode aye change of ownership no afiri wudin mu e de amoni pakro e na wo to no nso no na wo so wahwe no age sankrata na saa anya saa na se DVL fo so mu a ɛda nto asene ma wɔde nsɛm wɔ nyinaa ɛto dwa sɛ ɛho bɛhia sɛ wobɛhyɛ ne nsuo san sɛ road traffic regulation no wei yɛ regulation 17.1 no ɛyɛ road traffic regulation 2012 LI 2180 no ɛhɔ na wogina yɛ a wɔbɔ saa akokɔ yi ɛno nti wo nipa wanyɛ nea ɔsɛ mmara no kyerɛ na mmara no bɛsɔ mu no wankasa mmara no ɛne wobɛko ahye
Nana KJC Company Limited and Open Osia Cassia Bonawuti, was SOMPA 106.5 FM so Accra. A Kuaba Simpri more piafo, a Juma de wo Bubi and Casawa Bemaba, a Juma Pa wo Bontigana ha, will be a sit down, say will be a tassas, will be a sit down. That there be a Mecasa, be a woman, a busium, papa busium, will be antasa, said that will be NC Fieda, say Cass, no Yamia break here through so, while break here few soon as Wakatasa here. Baby, as I would talk, I didn't see when you're frino. A Kuaba Simpri. Every so no nhyira gu no so it is a wokoto adanse wo nema free ne kyempe ene ya wonso project said won wo sisi adan bebre no wonso besi bebre wo chance ya wo bewie obi wo ho a no me na da no so etu koto adanse wo nema free ne kyempe wo dan no uduru mfimfia na waka unye da etu wo do ho ba dondon na dondon be sa wo de a ene ya no pay ye confirm wo say wo project no wo office complex na wo si no wo dan na wo to foundation na wo ni abre a wo si afidie wo betu dia ko ofie no enkoto adanse wo nema free ba bia Nana KJC Company Limited, a Kuaba Simprimo and a Conenchain. Now, no, why a church of Pentecost ni, as a Funina, Bushia, friend, no born, a basso, Anna, was saying, Ghana had a bar building materials, bit is nails, and as a Nadwa, plywood, building wire, cement, iron rods, roofing sheets, a Kuaba Simprimo, war, Bemaba. So we should depo Casia, will be a mantam dunsia, Kasua, Bebia, Kumase, and crying, ni Bebia, dia, na o manfonsu dia dance here, precope, enti Central Steel Fonso, or match and a car, new trailer, and a fence to track abaco, or Modia can say, Outstanding Services 2023. Eto baba, Bemena, baby, I want to dance here when yama ubenya papa, ye bet me more free consultation, any free delivery, no, and Nana KJC Company Limited, a Kuaba Simprimo, and Crane Kumasi ubet me a friend, no, was 020 43554040, a 020 43554040 na udem secure sanitary pass e ma ahotoso no where your friend proudly made in Ghana na where boss I will say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye de ye kan yesusu dia ye beka sanitary pass na wo se wo de cha wo mo no secure na nkwada no so wo mo pe period secure and wo mo so wo mo pe period and as a woto secure sanitary pad who promote made in Ghana product period. It is I will say who support to indigenous companies I would do na businesses I be or Ghana akon kanasi kana tina wa ha na dollar na koso anya hoden dia ene me so men cotton free China and a men cotton free Dubai and then cotton free Nigeria to secure sanitary pad no a ye this state of the art equipment ni technology ye de ye wo Ghana ha no na ebra wo to secure sanitary pad de man kwada no wo mo bambo hu nsem timi gina na at the same time no wo promote businesses I would do local businesses na at the profit e ba na dollar no e stay wo he ya sidi na ho de no na ejana na so na pearl cotton no a esa secure sanitary pad munti no e ma extra comfort e na wo bonso a enya de a wo ho bekeka wo ne bonso e da fom ye wo two convenient sizes ye wo long and extra minty a pack na makoma kudum mienu na ewo mu ladies we are secured say we go supermarket corner shops ahodo malls any online shops ahodo a ye secure sanitary pass adehyieba wa santemem a mutie e wo sompa kumase 93.1 FM no monko mama excellent cosmetics e wo kumase santemantemmo edum PZ anakwada so estate taxi station wa mama excellent cosmetics we betimi akwa to secure sanitary pass no na odi aye adwuma secure sanitary pass wo pedudu atu say ye retail and say bulk purchases mama excellent cosmetics wo kumase ne frɛ no e wo 024 386258 and 024 386258 now with them endpoint homeopathy clinic Dr. Dubuatin yet in the swan ya sorry more asante mantem no kronoma bohia kumase eho enewo ena munso mo won kran ha no eye shell sign board Spinters Road no more tema community 22 no so kwa na so hotel ho enwo Dr. Dubuatin edi homeopathy ye adwuma wa Ghana ha na homeopathy word no krebinte da na bi kura nim se homeopathy ye de sayare na Ghana fo nte da dia wode homeopathy ebe pie ha emu alpha and omega eye Dr. Edubuatin wode ne endpoint homeopathy clinic ena ebaye wa system ni mu ache wagye abasobɔ wɔ ha ne Ghana ne amonone na Ghana ha deɛ sɛ wo bo ye bema na wo prostate problem na wo pɛ baabi de akɔ a ɛyɛ endpoint homeopathy clinic ɛma ne mɛma mo pa wo a mo te penten kɔ a adifo atrofo gi musika die monkɔ endpoint homeopathy clinic say ye nerves diseases wuntini ananse bia wo hɔ na fa baabi adwedwo nneɛma bi de nam wo nipadum ebi a ananse na ɛbɔ ɔkɔkɔ no ɛno nso yɛ endpoint homeopathy clinic liver issues endpoint homeopathy clinic physiotherapy massage ne nyinaa wɔ kuram endpoint homeopathy clinic Dr. Adubuatem friend is here anopɛ wɔ no abefa ɛyɛ 0244 867068 0244 867068 and 027 4234321 027 4234321 027 4234321 na with them endpoint homeopathy clinic wire resafie and no make us SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra na wutie kaseboyi ye homeso ye ba ye de dia kanyina ebeto so
Munde dinam se menya foreign call. Hello
papa what do be new se me fi London eko US o
na no kra wo kunkura fa me gba mamania
na papa mo ho te sei
awurade aduma ha boko
na ko jejesi eko ba sempene mo de woton adansi ho niam no nso wo hye ho de
wo hye ho eko ba mesi wo bo aduma kra sre kane no a na woduru US won so manfo bo ndin sa na
papa US hakura de na ko jejesi company limited agi ba bia wo mo Holland Germany France Italy London Canada eba adansi ho niam dia obia se na ko jejesi company limited na matese wo bi depo kasie bi e wo kasoa e ho na wo bia koto adansi ho niam na eye no kura papa
no kura pa a police station in chen ho a
akuo ba sempre mo no onye mereda
hwe we kura no miensa mua ene obi en foforo ya o ba ko obu akwase paase kumase ene ba ko so pokura se nkran ha obia se na kojo jesi eye bemaba e wo dansi mu waton cement iron rods banding wires and adua plywood and just said about dance wo te se bibia e de hye adansi ase de ko wie depo no nyina nso eye tufo bo wodu kuka mu a wodu koja free akra wuyi kasoa depo ene pokura se de no kra to nchen a wo sa wo bu akoteman tantra hill iron city amanfrom wasa bie depo kese so e wo koshiman kumase sepase depo no kra da nchen a ebisu magazine road head office no wa bie depo kese so e wo da de ntam edwesu akra road femesa opposite alaji selia ampaba meboshen Tanoso Breman and Amanfrum. Numbers of for the Frey 0244 313 752 and 0244 41 93 93.
Nana Kujesi Company Limited.
A Kuaba Simple Mono.
Mido. Edrano Pawutimi to Boise. Echichusi. Do. Now, so Missy made the Yas toothpaste and then the brush and the Chuchimissima Minyahumaka. Same Tina Bokoi. Namidi, my all time favorite. Yas herbal toothpaste and then the brush. Abua me amase say, Minum swa nyunu anasa de eshia. Me film me biem. Na won hwese me say ayo fita says richa huma. Na eti brightens. Yas whitening toothpaste and then the brush and then me do shimisi. Enti na wo see fe. Na Yas total care gel toothpaste and then the brush ni de. Ebo wo se ho ban. Demu ni nyina. Ema wo numu ye sham. Oh yes. Enu krotrodo. Yas herbal. Yas whitening and the Yas total care gel toothpaste and then the brush. Abusian chamfa. Sawo pedudu 2 e won kran ha. For Leicester Ghana Limited and was 050-161-9588. Leicester Ghana Limited and the Yas toothpaste mo ahodo and then the brush abadwaso ababoye.
Kweku, minim sawa she. Me kraman nane. Now so ebony show one embasso.
Malehon sepeno. Ebony condoms comes in different flavors and available in all pharmacies, chemical shops, over-the-counter shops, and pubs. For bulk purchases, contact 055-230-0075. Ebony condoms, Ghana's most pleasurable condoms. Make it worth it.
We got peppermint, strawberry, vanilla, chocolate. We got peppermint, strawberry, vanilla,
TV, Emma Aketiapa.
Yeah. Meka wo say ahaya SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra na yede SOMPA anopa no nsia kasebo ene yede esomo no na sabre ya nana KJC Company Limited na ebo ye chidom na sabre de arahosama ya tede afri kolebu aban ayaresabia ene se eja ato ewo medical lab na uba ye Facebook page sesi a ubehu a yeyi ede a kyeremo eja ato ewo kolebu aban ayaresabia medical lab ho ama sedie eja no ano ase ayeden no enya sam ketwa kora na esa homachi ya ena eja no eto ho enti abeya awrehosam kese papa eti ye mamo live report ye central for ewo kolebu aban ayaresabia ho asabre wo mudi asem no achi eti ye the live report and ye de mamo sabre yara live report and ye de mamo ewo SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra se wo ba ye Facebook page no anasa ye YouTube page no a ye SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra ho and ye de live report mamo sabre di arehosam a ye nya e de afri kolebu aban ayaresabia ne se medical lab ho eja ato ewo ho a eja no edari bru a enya sam ketwa kra ayensusu yedi akire enu nti yekọ yenimu no de ebefiri mu ababia etiefo yenyima so emfrim
in fact ayarehosem pa na yento akase ne so tew na yenko wie ewa amanone America mampani Donald Trump eden sembia todwa efa Iran ene Israel wo mo ntokọ a wo mo de abomu dendenden wo de asembia todwa wo ho no wo kire se ne ono wo ka ede akire wiase amansan titiri pa ne Iran fo ne se wo mo pani a odi o mani won ntokwa no mu no emprempren yi de America fo anya waadwen se wenbeku no tie niye pa osi emprempren wanya waadwen se wenbeku no na emom baabi a owo no owo baabi a oye very safe enti wan hye hwa na emom ne wo ka ne se animanimu ye wo mo nya ne betumi bia se ne ye be ya entokwa asore dendenden ewo won ne Israel fo ntem no entokwa ne tu betwa anya saade a ye wachiri no won ne no e de beje eno na nam so ama wo akobusa eye United States Secretary ya ono eye Tammy Bruce ama akobusa ne say na asema Donald Trump akokan ase ne se na se papa no yo obi a wo ye man of his own words ena ne wachire bia no wono nko ananim wono ntimi nyina baabi nka na emom ne waka no sa asopa ewo ho a woni beti
kasebo no si ensem ede so manopa de makotire bi ne se a driver fo a wo monam sunyane atronie kwantempon so asre se am robbers anasa krom fotachi amoafo di wo munya etimpanifo ma bamba ho nsema no nyeden
afan place of Marcelo de dia to dia sempanifo aka bi ewo mu ewo wo mo etimi aboa esudayefo omomo montete na ne potem ho amanfo ebre pa
omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ede atodwa se Ghana amansan nyina agi atomu aye oman asa wo boy busia wakoma beto wo ye
Bank of Ghana amrado so kire se wo mo ye nyom betimi bia aboa amoman Ghana sikasem no etimi agina yie
AKOSUA ago aboagye obetimi afrem AKOSUA nhyirame ne
obrempon na kwaku Ampoma.
Nana KJC Company Limited secure sanitary pass na endpoint homeopathy clinic ene boy ye chidom kase boy efa kumase safa kumase asante mantem SOMPA 93.1 FM ayuko nsu kumase hono a ese kumase asante mantem ho de ya gia boso baby a eno nso eye ayuko 100.9 FM ewo ho Paris France nso eye adamfo pa radio takwa for ye SOMPA 101.1 FM takrade ye SOMPA 103.3 techima fo ni ho agro SOMPA 106.1 FM Sunyane nso ya jiba bia eye SOMPA 98.9 enkranza nso ye sente no ajiba bia eye SOMPA 90.7 doma ye SOMPA 101.3 FM decoder so ye SOMPA FM and a Facebook live ye SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra and a SOMPA FM live nso eye YouTube ye website no ya bonsem nyina bede e de akwakoto eye www.sompaonline.com ya damu nyina se ye ba ye de Ghana today ebebremu